tricky.
Oh, God.
On and off.
Bro, you're laying down in this thing. Oh, man.
Look what they did.
Yeah. So you made it.
Oh, yeah.
That's about right.
Boy, I think
Pretzel shaped.
There you go.
I mean,
There you go.
Yeah.
Where did he go? Yeah.
He went fast. That's where it went.
this isn't right. Oh, no.
Oh, yes. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm having a hard time finding the words to tell you what it feels like to lay down in that car. But there's a lot of memes that come to mind where the guy's like, nope, 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 I'm good. I don't know about this. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't have the balls for this. That's super ridiculous. Super ridiculous. Sitting in that car, looking out of the windscreen is pretty surreal. Because if you imagine sitting in the car and looking down the course, it's basically the upside down first. So the bailout is just, you know, like a physical test to see how quickly and safely the driver can get up out of the vehicle.
First thing you do is shut the fuel and the ignition off to the
Right.
fire. Next thing you do is put the fire out.
Right.
Right. Then you use your parachutes. Because
Okay.
if you don't put the fire out,
Burn the parachutes.
then the parachute's off.
Got
then,
it.
then we got a guided missile with no way to stop it. Right?
Got it.
So that's the order you want to touch your controls in.
Okay.
And then
Good morning, we're out here at Speed Week 2021. Really looks good out here. The salt is in excellent condition. There's people that have said the salt hasn't been this good in 2 decades. So it is hard, flat. They've got it clear like 7 or 8 miles out. Yesterday got here, got to sit in the car for the first time, and that was a really wild experience just to sit in a vehicle like this. Today we're going to try to make a run. Yesterday we just got tied up in some small things that ended up eating up a little bit more time than we thought. It's going to be a neat day, and we're gonna make a kind of an easy pass down the salt and see how it feels and see how I feel about it, and then we'll go from there.
Good morning. We're out here at the famous Bonneville Salt Flats, and we've got the Valley Fever back out here. It's the first time since 2016 that the car's been on the salt. We started the car out here in 2013 with a 80 cubic inch Hayabusa motorcycle engine, turbocharged, and made several license runs, ended up getting a AA license out here, 290 miles an hour. In 3rd gear. And since then we've moved on to a motor program with the Toyota 2JZ Real Street Performance turbo Toyota motor, which chassis was modified to fit the engine. The car is now 3.5, almost 4 feet longer than it used to be, and probably 2,000 pounds heavier. And so we're pretty honored to be here with Jay and the Real Street team to give this thing a shot. We're pretty sure it's going to be a very high 300 mile an hour Streamliner once we start getting the tune-ups in it.
That's something else.
Okay, guys, what I want you guys to do is let's back this up a little bit. Let's turn it this way. Like
it started to cruise up in a boost. It's geared really long, and it cruised up in a boost. And I think I nursed it through first, put it in second, popped. Sounded like a charge pipe blew off. Charge pipe blew off, and then I just drove down the track, probably like around 100 miles an hour, just to try to get a feel for how the car is. And it's different. Your head shakes a lot, so your vision shakes a lot. So even 100 miles an hour, it doesn't feel fast, but because your eyes are shaking, it's different. Cool first drive, for sure. Good morning, it's Tuesday. We have the charge pipe fixed on the car from yesterday, and we're gonna make a run. It's pretty early in the day, so they're gonna run the record runs, and then we're gonna get out and try to make a pass and try to do better than we did yesterday. So, pretty wild ride in store, and we're gonna just kind of see how it goes. Not leaning on the car very much yet. I've got like a 30 PSI target in the map, so we'll just kind of see how fast that carries us. we just made our first run for the day. It was pretty awesome. The turbocharger's unbelievably lazy. Like, it's nearly a mile before it'll start to spool. You know, it's an 88, 103 type thing, GT55. But it didn't really go up into much manifold pressure, which I noticed right away. So it was like a 165 kPa. So I just drove it up through first, put it in second. Still no, you know, measurable boost, like, you know, 8 or 9 pounds or something. And then I just kind of like drove it down the track to see what it would feel like. And I was just driving down the track. It's going 250 miles an hour, and it's unbelievably smooth once it gets like past 200, and it just starts to really ride on top of the salt. It's amazing. I mean, I just driving down the course at 250 with like no measurable drama. So that's pretty awesome. So we need to go back and figure out why the boost controller is wonky. And yesterday it was overshooting, so it had just a bunch of kind of wacky PID stuff going on. So I did it off of an error table, but I was thinking that an 88 millimeter on a 3 liter, it couldn't make less than 20 psi because it's only got two 44 millimeter gates, but apparently it will vent all that air. So need to get some wastegate duty back in it, and you know, it's way more. It's a lot different than making dyno runs for sure. But I think that we can get it together even at 30 psi. That thing's going to be unbelievably fast and have a good amount of headroom in it. So we're going to go pull the information out of it, pull the plugs out of it, look over it, and if everything's cool, we'll try to get back in line for another run today. If not, we'll hit it first thing in the morning.
Holy crap! Wow! Oh yeah, that's the spot. That's the spot. Oh lordy.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Does the speedo work in this thing? Oh
Does the
my
what?
god. Do you know the speed you did?
Not exactly.
322? 322?
Yeah.
In the first mile?
I had my foot out of the throttle because it was going too fast.
Oh my god.
I lowered my throttle input because it was going too fast.
276.4, 3 mile speed, 292. Oh, you're gonna hate this.
That was pretty fast. That is, it's a Latina helicopter. That's what that thing is. That's Latina helicopter. Oh man. Wow. When you're covering that much ground, like, it's pretty amazing. It rides. And it's not, it wasn't doing nothing. Like, it was kind of like trailing around, but what are you gonna do? You know?
Yeah, here we are in Impound. We just made our second run of the day. Jay just went 322.468 miles an hour, qualified on a 291 existing record. So we're in Impound. The whole team is on the car. We have less than 3 hours left in Impound here to complete the maintenance on the vehicle and get it ready to turn around for tomorrow's backup run. Jay needs a minimum of 265. We'll put him in another red hat, which is and get the record, which the record was 291. So he'd end up with a 298 or 295 new record. But if he goes 290, I think that'll bump him into the 300 mile an hour average, and Jay will get a blue hat. That will be in the 300 mile an hour club. So I'm totally ecstatic. I built this car in my garage, and with team help that we have, it's just absolutely incredible. We're going to get it ready for first thing in the morning and go back and we're going to try to get Jay's blue hat.
So it's the end of Tuesday. We're in Impound. We went 322 miles an hour, extremely fast car. It was just a wild ride. I could talk about it for a long time, but the important clip notes are, we have an engine that's alive, a trans that's alive. We're gonna just do some basic service and be prepared to run our follow-up pass first thing in the morning. So super awesome. It's Wednesday morning. We're about to leave Impound and go to the starting line to make our backup run. Didn't make any real big changes to the car. Put a little bit of fuel in the map to try to kind of keep the engine cool and leave everything else the same. So we're just going to try to make the same run we made yesterday, and then I'll be done with my driving duties for the week, and I can kind of just take it easy then. Thanks, Greg.
Good morning.
Congratulations.
Did we do the thing?
You did.
Yes, yes. You did 301 in the last mile, and that's going to be on, or 310.
Okay.
So with your weight, you just hammered it. Just hammered it.
What a silly, awesome deal. I mean, I woke up this morning, I had this Boyz II Men End of the Road song in my head. I'm like, that's a wrong song for today. You can't have that song.
Thank you, sir. Yes, thank you. It's pretty wild to like you build a lot of engines and then you don't see them or maybe you do see them, but to come out here and race an engine that you put together and then to have to like put some kind of a tune-up in it, and then that's another thing, and then to drive this fast, it's a pretty neat accomplishment, like it's cool. It's part of being a grown-up, you grow up, you learn a bunch of stuff, and then one day you get to use the stuff to do something that's really awesome. It's something else. I highly recommend if you're into cars, you come to Bonneville. This is as good as it gets. Man, when that thing's riding and you look at the speedometer and it's just riding and you look at the mile marker and there's more to be had, if this car had a better way to manage the engine's power, where you're not taking your foot, taking my foot off the gas to slow the engine down and slow the boost down because we don't have a transmission that's putting the power to the ground. I mean, this car could go, what if it could go 400 miles an hour? I mean, it's not doing that with me in it because I'm good, but it could do it. I mean, that's pretty cool because, this engine is such a big part of our community and we get to have so much fun with it. And here it is, man. The thing just went over 300 miles an hour, for this stretch of time. We're turning it 8,700. It's amazing, amazing time.
Brad, thanks for the ride. You just flick it like that. Oh, good distance.
There we go.
Oh, hey, Kazi. Oh, it's out of my nose.
This is absolutely awesome. It's a dream come true, yeah. It really is. Worked so hard. Sorry. Worked so hard.
Hey, Jake.
Didn't really know what I was doing when I got into building this car, but it's become something that I always wanted it to be. And I can't thank Jay enough, and Earl Street, and Brian Crowder, everybody. The whole White Goose Bar team wouldn't be here without them. And my son, crew chief. Thank you guys so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
2 years, 2 steps and a half. Good job, man. Thanks for all your help for both these cars.
Put it
Thank
on.
you.
Yeah. Nice. Nice.